Episode 37.
Welcome.
Bad Guys and Bourbon. You look great.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. It's a very tight suit. It's a very, very tight suit. All right. Do you want to tell people who you are?
I am Thor.
I don't know if it's clear or not.
Odin's son, if you are not familiar. And you are?
Spider-Man. I hope you know.
You should know.
I hope people know. I'm doing a lot for this right now.
Yeah. I'm believe it, like no sleeves, but it's hot as fuck inside of this like onesie.
Yeah, it looks a little toasty.
Yeah.
All right, Redwood Empire Pipe Dream Bourbon Whiskey. We're going to dive right into this.
Pipe Dream.
Yeah, we're going to keep this fast-paced episode. Halloween episode.
Yeah.
This is going to come out on Halloween.
On Halloween.
Actually.
My favorite holiday, bro. I'll get in the spirit. Your birthday. You had your
October
party.
30th. You had the party. Yep.
Me and the wife came as Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. Or Elastic Girl.
It's true.
And you were?
I was Robin Williams from Flubber, and my dog 5 was Flubber.
It was a great party.
All right. I'm going to pop the top on that. I'm going to do my best to cover this wiener. It's tough, though. I'm not going to lie.
I'm glad he didn't say it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to cover this wiener.
No, the puns.
As we drink Pipe Dream.
The puns will come later, guys. All right.
Redwood Pipe Dream.
First of all, sorry, I don't mean to take that from you. Calm down, relax. All right. Josh,
thirsty,
you good?
bro.
You thirsty?
I'm great, bud.
Okay, great. Pipe Dream, meticulously crafted from hand-selected barrels aged at least 4 years. Aging our barrels in the temperate climate of the Northern California coast allows for a slow and even extraction of flavor, producing a whiskey of exceptional balance and complexity. There's a lot of details in the back of this bottle. I'm not going to get into all of them.
It's a very designed, but it's got like
Talk about it.
It's got like a kind of like cartoonish,
Yeah.
Native
like
American type art. Kind of
the power of imagination makes us infinite is what it says in the front of the bottle. This is great. This was a gift to me. So it wasn't something that I picked out. I don't have any reasons behind why I wound up with it other than somebody gave it to me. So we're going to go into it a little blind, see what it's all about. And we're going to spend not as much time talking about the back of the label. I did that last episode and my wife talked shit on me. So we're going to.
Here we are.
She was like, it's too slow.
The website says that it's named for the 14th tallest tree on the planet. Pipe Dream is our first bourbon whiskey. Pipe Dream bourbon was made from barrels aged between 4 and 12 years with a high corn mash bill. Smooth and complex. It is a true sipping whiskey.
God bless.
There we go.
God bless.
God bless America.
All right.
America.
Now, while that's making its way around, I believe the first big piece that we were going to talk about was the James Gunn situation with
because
DC.
we spent a little time on that last week, and then last week, and then for the listeners, is it last week for them?
Yes.
Okay.
This is last week for everybody.
Relative.
Yep. Josh, who was the other gentleman's name? Safran? Safran?
Peter Safran.
Peter Safran.
Yep.
So Peter Safran, James Gunn are taking over. They're co-chairmen, co-CEOs of the DC film division, television, and animation. So they're going to kind of oversee it all. Big deal, big news.
Yeah.
For those that are big James Gunn fans, especially big news.
I think it's special.
Thanks so much.
We had hinted at him having like a secret special project, and I think this actually was it. I think this is what was coming down the pipeline.
That's certainly what it would seem.
Apparently, Gunn is going to oversee the creative aspect of it, and Safran is going to do like the business production,
the books,
like all that stuff. Get the castings, and I guess I don't know, but I think it's awesome. I think this is awesome for him, man.
And then the Joker with Todd Phillips, that's going to remain its own thing. That's not going to be under their purview. And the Batman with Matt Reeves, it's kind of TBD on what's going to happen with that. I'm a little surprised, if I'm being honest, that like by the James Gunn announcement, he seems like I guess for me, he seems like an odd choice, but I can't imagine him overseeing the Matt Reeves universe. They feel a little like disconnected from each other visually and like artistically speaking.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be an immediate like jumping off point. I think what Gunn is going to do is going to take his time and allow these projects to come out and then fizzle out, and then he's going to figure out a way to either tie them all together, like Feige did with the with the Fox properties and those characters, or he's just going to soft reboot that universe and kind of, we did that stuff, and then we'll recast or bring back Ben Affleck, whoever's going to be that Batman, or I don't know. I really don't.
I do think it's odd that they're doubling down on that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Ben Affleck coming back. It seems like such a stretch.
I don't know. I have no clue on how they're going to move forward. I did hear that the first creative project that's going to come under his helm, that's being in pre-production, is the Green Lantern. It was a show, and now I think it's being refocused into a movie, and it's going to focus on Jon Stewart. It was going to focus on 3 Green Lanterns, and now it's just going to focus on one and feature another one. Like, it's not going to be like...
Okay.
Yeah, because in the comic books, there's a core of them, and they kind of overlap each other, and at one point, there's 2 Green Lanterns on Earth. I'm going off.
No, it's all good.
But I think that's going to be the first thing that they're going to do. They said that they're reshaping that. So I don't know, man. I think when you make a decision like this, it's important to have someone who has a scope and a grasp on the IPs and understands what they're working with. And James Gunn
certainly does
is a comic book person. He knows these people. I mean, these people. He knows these characters. He does his research.
It's true.
He has a proven track record. He had the little hiccup with the tweets or whatever, but he overcame that. And I mean, I think it's a good choice. I mean, Peacemaker was great. Suicide Squad was awesome. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm on board.
Yeah, I always thought DC characters were a little darker, and I was surprised because James Gunn always seemed like he was trying to have a little bit more fun with everything. Yeah. I don't know if that's a bad thing necessarily, but it's interesting. Like, what would a James Gunn Batman look like?
I don't know. So I don't know if it will be his Batman.
Yeah,
I think he will give it the creative direction and then bring in a director.
Sure.
To oversee kind of, God, we say this fucker's name every week, Kevin Feige. He oversees the entire arm, but he brings in directors and allows them to execute their vision.
Sure.
So we'll see.
Yeah, very good. Very good. How you feeling? Is it still toasty over there?
Nah, I got a little sip in me. I'm good.
Those socks that you're wearing, they're kind of like covering up the bottom of the outfit.
Well, it was looking like baggy and dumb.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted like the boot look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No boots though. You don't have like Thor boots.
No, I don't.
No Thor boots. All right.
Didn't go the extra mile. This was what I wore to my daughter's birthday party.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Just getting a little recycled.
Looks good.
I didn't do Mr. Incredible. My legs look crazy in that thing. Did you see the pictures we took?
Yeah. Well, you posted them on social media.
And I got upset because at my daughter's party, my cousin came and he was Mr. Incredible and he got the muscle pads in his. So it would have just been my skinny arms and legs in the Mr. Incredible. And then when I seen his, I got extra tight because I was like, I should have bought the muscle arms.
Damn.
And it was too late. I was like, fuck it. I'll just be Thor.
Well, it happens to the best of us, man.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I'm very warm in mine.
I can see your brow. You have a couple beads of sweat up there.
Steamy, bro.
Yeah, let's get through this. This wig is killing me.
It's going to be steamier if he moves his hands. So.
Right. My God. Yeah, you don't, you wear it around the dark house. You don't really notice anything under the bright lights, dude. It's revealing. All right, Josh.
Yeah.
Line 2, part 2.
Hello. The Conjuring 4 in development.
Oh, yeah.
I think I fell off on like part 2.
Okay. Yeah. So interestingly enough, if we back up Safran, Pete Safran, that guy
correct,
is partially responsible for The Conjuring.
That's right.
And all of kind of the spin-offs associated to it. He was the producer on all of those, as was a lot of the older DC, movies, like, Yeah, he was kind of there for some of those first things.
So he knows how the business works.
Really made his name, I feel like, with the Conjuring universe. He's, attached to all those properties. But Conjuring 4. All right, let's talk about that. You don't watch any of them. 1, 2?
I think I've seen 1 and 2.
You like scary movies?
Love them, man. I just don't.
Do you?
My scary movie consumption has changed. Scary movie
you watched? Hellraiser?
Before that, I watched... it was supposed to be scary, and I can't even remember the name of it. It was on HBO Max, and it was like this girl was in like trying to like she was like in love or like in a cult or something like that online.
It's not connecting with me.
Nah, I can't remember the name of it.
But okay, so you love them, but you're just not. You're not watching
there was
them on a consistent basis.
On Netflix, like El Diablo or some shit like that.
No,
it was all subtitles. The Witch.
That's old though.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't get to see a lot of them.
All right. So moving on from that, Conjuring 1 you saw, Conjuring 2 you saw. Correct. The third one you did not. How about any of the other like movies within that franchise, in that universe?
I didn't know there were other ones.
Annabelle.
Yes,
three of those.
One.
There's 3 of those. The Nun. One of those.
The Nun.
There's sequels coming.
So all of those movies are connected. Well,
yeah. So they're all from the same. They're all from the same universe. So there's a horror universe that they're creating based around The Conjuring. All of the characters that pop up in the Conjuring movies get their own spin-offs.
Nice.
Yes. So the Annabelle doll, which is very prominent in the first Conjuring, has her own spin-off series. 3 films, actually. And they're all excellent.
I remember the first one
very
vividly.
good.
It was awesome.
They actually are like better rated than even the Conjuring series. Yeah. All right. So 4th one's coming out. You obviously.
I'll check the 3rd one and
you got to see that 3rd one though. The 3rd one's okay.
Man, like
kind of fall off.
It's kind of hard with like I don't want to like frighten my kids. You know what's funny?
You want to frighten yourself, dude.
Clark was like
get scared, bro.
Daddy was like, I got to see the vampires and shit like one day. So I was like, I'm gonna test her out. We're gonna do something like I'm gonna test and see.
Give me the rundown, the ages of your children. Do this for me real quick.
Clark is 4.
4.
And she'll be 5 on Valentine's Day.
4. But she's
4 now.
Okay, 4 now.
Quinn just turned 3 on the 18th.
Okay, so 4, 3.
Yeah, lots of dolls and like Disney shit.
So how do you make decisions around what they're allowed to watch, when they're allowed to watch it? Are you like, how does that work? What's the guiding principle behind that? Tell me.
Primarily, everything is on Disney Plus. What they're watching.
But they come to you and they say, we want to watch. I don't know.
They don't really
Twilight. Something. I don't know. Pick anything.
I think they don't
have. It's not on Disney Plus.
They don't have the dexterity yet to like control and like see what's there and what's not. So it's really just me putting stuff on. And see if it catches their attention.
So we're not at the stage where they're asking to watch things that would potentially be inappropriate and you're making those decisions.
Yeah. Like,
what is your philosophy, do you think, going to be?
I don't know, man. Like YouTube, she's on YouTube Kids, which is easy for me to like filter out.
But are you concerned about filtering, or are you going to be kind of a loose parent around that? Like if the 4-year-old, soon to be 5, right? She comes to you and she's like, I want to watch American Pie.
I don't give. She doesn't know.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
At some point, like at some age, I don't know what age that'll be. I mean, I'm assuming within the next couple of years, probably like 7 or 8, I would guess. You'd probably start wanting to see other things.
Yeah. I think.
So do you like do you take the passwords off, or you just let them go buck wild, or where are you at? That's
tough.
What's the guiding light
there yet? I don't know. I think you kind of just attack it as it comes, and my wife is really like the North Star on that. Like, no, that's inappropriate. No,
what's the first like really terrible thing you watched?
Me?
And at what age?
Fuck.
Did you get your hands on like explicit content at an early age?
Bro, like I went to see my dad. My mom and my dad were not together at this time. And like my mom like dropped me off with him. And like I just like watched New Jack City. It was like what? Like I was like 6 or 7, bro.
Yeah.
And I remember it like vividly. Yeah. Like watching this, knowing that this is like way too much for me to be consuming right now. But like, it's one of the movies that
I don't think I've ever seen it.
New Jack City. I think it's great.
It's not like a scary movie. It's like it's like sexually explicit.
Drugs and crack. Chris Rock's first movie.
Okay, so it's just a drug thing. Is it a drug?
It's Wesley Snipes.
Yep.
Was it Mario Van Peebles? Yeah. No, not Mario.
That's correct.
Mario Van Peebles?
Yep.
like these guys they start like low and then become like drug kingpins.
Yeah.
It's like Scarface, but like black.
Okay. Okay. All right. Very good.
And
Ice-T.
Ice-T is in it. This is how this kind of like sparked his career in movies.
Okay.
And like this was like my dad's like favorite movie. And like I remember like going over there and he was watching it and I watched the whole shit.
And he had the VHS. He had this on.
But you know what was interesting in like in
Laserdisc.
Laserdisc.
In retrospect, I think it was the first time I actually understood what cinema was. Right? Like
yeah, sure.
Like
100%.
Like I was watching it like, oh,
I get that.
Like this isn't real. Like this isn't real.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it and I'm understanding that it's a movie.
Yeah, you're taking it in a different way.
Yeah, than just watching movies as a child. I'm like, oh, this is
for sure.
This is what like the hardcore movies are.
Yeah.
So it was I'm not gonna say it was life changing, but it really was eye opening and allowed me to watch movies from a different perspective going forward in my life, which is what grew my love for movies.
For sure. Yeah.
So cheers to Pop. Cheers to Teddy.
There you go. Teddy?
Yeah, it's my daddy.
All right. God bless. God bless. I agree.
You? What was the first one? First one that changed your perspective on watching movies?
Probably Jaws or Jurassic Park.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so my experience at a young age was a little different. Like I obviously did all the Disney stuff, and that was like, that worked.
Jaws,
but
would have been terrified.
Yeah, my parents had like a weird philosophy where like if they thought it was a good movie and they enjoyed it, and it was like it was good.
Probably what my pops thought.
Yeah, I mean there was like. They weren't throwing like sexually explicit stuff at me.
Yeah.
They were like, Indiana Jones is a badass movie. You can watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Jaws is a great movie. You can watch that. Jurassic Park, if you want, like scare yourself. It's fine. Like there's nothing. Scare yourself is fine. You know what I mean? Like those movies were all relatively harmless, I think, from a, from that perspective.
Right.
Right? Like they might be a little scary. They might be a little intense. You might have some bad dreams. But
you'll be all right.
It's not like you're going to get into too much trouble after seeing it.
Was Ed like man up if it scared you a little bit?
I don't recall that. Mr. No, Ed. I think Lori was kind of the one that really, I think she like, she had more of a love, I think, for movies as I recall.
Okay.
Like that was more her kind of area, I feel like.
Okay.
But I mean, Ed, he's got his movies that he loves for sure. It's not to say that he doesn't, but.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, I was terrified of swimming pools in the ocean from a very young age.
And I think that's the thing that parents try to prevent. Like, it's not the nightmares and shit. It's you're going to watch this and then we're going to go out into the world.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be able to separate the fiction from the nonfiction.
Yes, that's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
But you're pretty safe with Jurassic Park because
dinosaurs.
I don't think you're going to come across that anytime soon.
No.
And, again, Indiana Jones, it's kind of unrealistic.
It's kind of,
They're real people,
missionaries.
But unless you've got, an explorer in your family.
With Jaws, man.
In either case.
I thought cracking titties was bad. Jaws, Jesus Christ.
That was like, again, a great movie, though. And that's really what brought me into like movies in general, to be honest, was those films. So
nice.
All right, Josh. Moving on down the list, buddy. Moving on down the list.
We got Man of Steel, too.
Oh, yeah, Man of Steel, too. Nice. I feel like this was kind of incoming, though. We knew that this isn't like a huge revelation, but I think it was really confirmed at the end of Black Adam, right? And he even came out and like
did a post.
Little Instagram, little post, little tweet.
I thought that was kind of corny. Like, let people just go see the movie. And like, when whoever we got in a Marvel movie in a post-credit came, we didn't get he didn't get on Instagram and like, yo, like, make sure you go. Like, no, like.
Yeah, but I think there was there was a couple of events recently where there was a lot of anticipation that he was going to make an announcement or he would be involved, and he wasn't. And so I think he felt obligated to be a little bit more outspoken.
We usually get this at like Hall H or something like that.
Yeah.
Like he'd come out and he never came out. And then DC canceled their thing, which is called Fandom.
Yeah.
So I don't think they ever had the opportunity.
Sure.
To kind of unveil him. Coming back.
I get it. I'm not mad that he did it. I mean, I was okay with them moving away and going in a totally different direction. I feel like holding on to him, and I don't know. I feel like The Rock is trying to really preserve or rebuild upon a universe that I was pretty good with moving away from, if I'm being honest. Like I was pretty happy to like do something different. Yeah. I thought the Snyderverse thing, like let that kind of come to an end.
And I think there's so much more real estate to cover.
Really riding it out
with Superman. Like they didn't even crack the surface. And I think they're milking the tit on Batman.
We talking about? She's making eyes at me.
They're milking the tit on Batman. Like he's in every aspect of DC that they can cover, from the children's stuff, the Teen Titans, to he's got a cartoon, to the Harley Quinn cartoon, to Matt Reeves. Like he's all like they got like 3 cinematic Batmans. Like let's just
pump the brakes.
Let's just slow down a little bit.
Are there any more Black Adam topics on here on this list? So. I can't recall.
There's not.
Okay. No. So no one has seen Black Adam yet, right?
Nah.
I didn't know somebody was going to like pirate this shit or watch it, but.
You got it?
No.
You got it?
He's got it. All right. So.
Flex that boy.
Terrible audience or critic review.
Yeah, like, but the audience is loving it.
Mid-30s.
Yeah.
Okay. Audience, has anybody talked to anybody that's seen it though?
Yes. Yes.
And everyone's raving.
Yes. They're like, yo, it's restoring the
Josh,
feeling.
do me a favor. Not to cut you off.
Yeah, no.
But I have a theory on this. But it's being heavily challenged by the fact that you two have seen or talked to people that have seen it. If you go to the Rotten Tomatoes page and read the audience reviews, they seem highly suspect. There is a lot of
there's a huge disparity.
Written.
Yeah,
wait. Are there any yes queens?
There's a lot of really poorly written comments that could be like attributed to anything.
Okay.
Give us some choice notes.
Yes,
special effects and moral of the story. That's all it says.
What?
Not a review.
That's not a review, no.
Insanely great movie, great rewatch value.
That holds up.
It's probably one of those movies you can just play in the background.
There are a lot of I skimmed through these. There are a lot that are like,
we liked the movie, good storyline and a lot of action.
Who the fuck is we?
The family, dude.
I go to superhero movies to be entertained, and I was ...
Okay, I'll take that.
Action packed. It kept me entertained the entire time.
These sound like bots.
There are some very like.
This is the bodiest. Best movie ever. I'm looking forward to the sequel.
Yeah, these all seem like generated AI responses. Like you.
Okay.
Like
so
Siri,
Anyway,
hey Siri, how'd you
it
like the
seemed
movie?
a little sketchy to me, but you guys have both talked to 2 people that have seen it, and they had good things to say.
My boy Q, Yo Q's DJ, went to the screening, and he hit me up. Well, hit our chat, little comic book chat.
Yeah.
Afterwards, and was like, "It's restoring the feeling."
Oh,
and he's a person I respect their opinion.
Okay.
So I was like, "All right, okay." Like,
I'm still not going to go to the theaters, but okay. Yeah. I will watch it. I'm still not probably going to hit the theaters.
Watch it tonight.
I'm very disinterested. I don't know if I'm that interested in
I'm not. They got to win me back. I'm not. I didn't go. Did I go see Batman? I did. I'm a Batman. Yeah, I'm a Batman person. Yeah, so I did go see Batman. But
that had really good reviews.
Yeah.
Like critic reviews and audience reviews. But
it has the name cachet. It's Batman.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it has the draw. Sure. The draw is Batman. I think it could be shit, and people would still make $100 million in the weekend.
Indeed. Yeah. All right.
Redwood.
Initial thoughts on this Redwood?
That shit is delicious.
You're liking it? You're enjoying it?
Whoever got you that, man, shout out to them.
Yeah. My friend Mark and Katie, they got me this. And it is really delicious. It's very good. I've had something else by these guys. They have a couple of different bottles. I think there's like 3 of them, and there might be some like limited release stuff. But I think that there's like 3 kind of core bottles that they have. And I think I had one of the other ones.
You got a whole laptop in front of you.
Yeah, I did have it open too, and I forgot.
I'll take another nip of that.
I love the color. It's got like that rosé kind of.
Total has it for $49.
There you go.
Ooh.
There you go.
This is great. That's a great keep in the house.
Yeah.
God bless. All right, so a lot of like really positive thoughts around the table.
Yeah.
around the room.
It's got
around the horn.
It's got a hammer up from me.
One hammer up.
One hammer up.
How about you, Spider-Man?
So also one hammer up, if you will, if you'll allow it.
Yeah.
God bless. Does that light up?
It does, man. You want to see? You want to do it? You want to hold my hammer?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
Spider-Man is great.
There you go.
Oh, it talks.
Yeah.
Just like general static.
Is it going through a car wash? What's happening?
Yeah.
I guess it's supposed to be electricity or like lightning.
It's kind of a bummer that they made it so thin.
It's one of the
Fired a nickel.
Did I turn, is it on off button?
At the bottom.
Oh.
It's gonna just, there you go.
It's going to keep, what's the button on the side do?
On the side, there's another one? Oh, that one activates it. And then that one at the bottom will like turn it off if it just keeps fucking. There you go. Yeah.
Very nice. God bless.
Quality.
I think it was like $40.
What the fuck?
He's like, I think it was like $300, but I don't know.
It was like $40.
Yeah.
We could have got your replica here.
Nah, because I was gonna get the big Stormbreaker. That shit was like $300. Did you go with me to the comic? Well, yeah, when we went to the comic book store, we got Taylor the Yeah,
they had a Stormbreaker.
They had a Stormbreaker. That shit was like $300, and I almost just gave.
For you, it would have been worth it. You're the type of person. After Halloween, it would have went up on the wall.
It would have went up on my wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost got it.
You gotta go to Renfest and get like one that was like handmade by somebody for like $3,000.
Yeah. I'm almost at the point where I'm gonna start paying high price for memorabilia. Like,
good for you, dude.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not.
I've got my memorabilia in a box downstairs right now because my wife is being a real loser.
Jesus Christ.
Just being honest.
Hey man,
I don't know what to tell you.
Wives do that, bro. I'm banished to a corner in the house. That's all I have.
I've been banished to the basement, which is not the worst case scenario, but what'll happen is like when we first set up the house, I had like my little things around.
Yeah.
And then what happened was they started disappearing.
No. Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
It starts popping up back on your desk.
Where did this shit go? Like, where are these things?
Oh yeah.
These are my prized possessions, dude. Where like someone's hunting the house for my, Hellboy, memorabilia. Snotty's,
Where's my battering?
Yeah,
like,
it's not replaceable.
Yeah. Where is my super suit?
Yes. God damn it. I'll touch my shit.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I love my wife, but it is her job to make sure that, my toys don't end up all over the fucking house, I guess. Just cleans up after me like I'm one of the kids.
You've got a basement. He's got a room.
Yeah. So I'm not complaining. Yeah. I'm not complaining.
Well, I had a basement.
But I'm just saying.
We won't get into that.
I'm just saying, we go to Home Goods and everything she finds there. That's fine to have out. But here we are. Anyway. Neither here nor there.
They'll always win. It doesn't,
All right. Next, let's move
on.
But
every week. Yeah, we're very.
Next? We got General Thunderbolt Ross.
General Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, you talked about this earlier. I think it's just been confirmed now. This was the Harrison Ford thing.
I think it was. I guess as Harrison Ford, who lives in the sci-fi fantasy arm of cinema. Indiana Jones, Han Solo. What else has he got? Fucking, I don't even know. He got like something on Disney with a dog. Blade Runner. Like that's his lane. I don't think he's ever been in anything that's like, nah. Oh no.
What Lies Beneath was.
I'm tripping. He's got The Fugitive. What Lies Beneath.
He's got
Air Force One.
What Cowboys and that in
Blade Runner.
There we go. What else? But sci-fi fantasy is more like his.
He likes a little sci-fi action, so he's just kind of checking something off the bucket list.
I think this is a bucket list for him. Like, fuck it. And it's unfortunate that the guy that played Thunderbolt Ross passed away, but I think there was more to come for that character. Given General Thunderbolt Ross is very aligned with the Hulk and She-Hulk, and now they have announced a Thunderbolts movie. He's had a few appearances in the MCU, so now I think, of course, they had to have a Thunderbolt Ross for the Thunderbolt movie they announced at Comic-Con, and the gentleman that played him passed away. So I think it's a perfect casting. I'm a big fan of Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Big fan of his work as Indiana Jones. A big fan of Han Solo. Probably one of the coolest motherfuckers ever come across the screen. So I'm on board, man. Let's go. Let's see what happens. I don't think it's a demanding role for him.
Yeah, probably not.
It'll be all
probably
CGI if he actually becomes the Red Hulk, which I think is why he will kind of do this. Because how old is Harrison Ford? He's got about a good 5-6 years. And he's in good health, I imagine. He's got a good 5-6 years we can get this done. And then he can retire.
Yeah, I feel like it's...
When you're rich and there's science, bro, you can live almost 100, I guess. Look at Betty Ross. She was funny as shit till she was like 98.
True.
Yeah.
You talking about Betty White?
Betty White. I said Betty Ross.
Yeah,
Betty
she made a flag. Betsy.
No, I said Betty Ross because that's his daughter in the movies.
Got it.
Sorry. Betty White. Yeah, she was funny as fuck. One of my favorite SNL episodes is the one she hosted. So, yeah.
God damn it. All right, Josh, moving on down this list, buddy.
All right, next on the list, we got James Cameron.
Oh, yeah.
Old bitter bitch.
Yo, he is so salty. Coming out talking all this shit.
So
Put your movies out, bro. Put your movies
pull
out.
Your skirt down,
it's been
man.
like 12 years since we've seen anything from you. Do something.
Like, yeah, you can't talk about the competition if you don't have anything to hit back with.
Yeah. So for context here, for those that don't know,
we just shit on
James Cameron came out and had a lot of very harsh criticisms for comic book movies and their characters, basically saying that they're stupid, more or less.
Yeah.
Relating them to, I guess, like college level, like
American Pie
comedy
type movies.
or just saying like there really was nothing there, no depth or whatever, which I mean, come on, dude. Avatar was not like a,
it was along the lines of a comic book movie. You got fucking blue
that was
monkey
very
people running
baseline,
around. Like, come on, man.
Very baseline stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun to watch, and visually, that's why everyone went. You weren't breaking new ground, though, with the characters and like story.
Your fucking 3D glasses.
Yeah. Yeah. There was it was Fern Gully. Like, there was nothing we've done this before.
That's really,
he
you
acts
said it was
like,
Pocahontas?
Yeah.
That's what it, yeah.
Yeah. He's
Pocahontas,
acting like he's cracked the code on, intelligent,
nah.
writing. It's not, no, dude, calm down.
Fucking James
Calm down, dude.
He's gonna make us wear these fucking glasses again.
Yeah.
Fucking theater. This fucking guy.
You can't spend 12 years on a movie and then just talk shit about everybody else in the meantime.
Yeah, it was him, Scorsese. Like, don't get me wrong. Scorsese's the man.
Just pipe down, though.
But like, bro, like your stuff stands here. Like, we don't ask you to make comic book movies. Like, you make gangster fucking flicks, and that's what you do. I just don't understand the hate. You know what I mean? Because they're making billions of dollars.
Sure.
Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, people will still line up to see anything you put out with fucking Leo DiCaprio. Anything you put out with fucking
the average Marvel film is just from a consumer perspective is just way more broad. Like, it's just way more acceptable. I would say that Martin Scorsese puts out great stuff, but the audience is more niche, regardless of who's involved or how good it is. Like, there's only so many people that want to watch a 4-hour movie where Leonardo DiCaprio does whatever, like over and over and over.
Yeah.
It might be great. I'm not saying that it's not. But you can't be pissed off that,
your competition is running wild.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Ferrari's not pissed that like there's so many Toyotas out there. Like, it's just a more like consumer friendly product.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to accept that you're in a lane that's more narrow than the rest.
Very niche. Yeah.
The rest of the market.
Man. And I don't know. I guess James Cameron is kind of in that Like, just make a fucking superhero movie. Like, what is the hate about? Like,
also, like Terminator, Alien, like, I don't know. They're all basically superhero movies, just not Marvel or DC characters. Like, if you go back and watch those films, they really are striking all of the same chords that a Marvel film hits today.
There's a protagonist who has an arc and saves the day.
Yeah.
And then they move on with a fucking happy ending. And then the villain kind of like does a post-credit thing. Like, it's all the same shit.
Yes. Yeah. James Cameron he was kind of, if anything, hip to that model earlier than anybody else, really. I mean, he was making massive blockbusters like that.
My bangs are fucking me up here. Sorry.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Take your time, dude.
Do you need me to call in makeup?
Yeah. No, all right. Em's not coming back.
All right.
Get a little hair and makeup. Yeah. A little hair and makeup on the set.
I'm straight.
Wig looks good, dude.
Yeah, M did me right, man.
Wait, that's a wig?
It's looking all right.
Thanks, man.
Good for you. All right.
Return to Silent Hill.
Oh, yeah, Silent Hill.
I'm with it.
This was exciting. Did you ever play the games? Anyone play the games?
Oh, way. It had a better shock factor than Resident Evil at the time because it was like more spooky, and like Resident Evil was like more like like scary because like zombies would just kind of come out everywhere. But Silent Hill was like very spooky, like it would like scare you and like
Silent Hill was way more of like an eerie experience. It wasn't so like in your face. And I remember playing those games as a kid and just being so like enthralled in them. Yeah, such a big deal, especially Silent Hill 2. So, in the movies, the first one was passable. Then there was a sequel that was not very good. But the characters in Silent Hill are very rad. Yeah. And that is a universe that has not been explored.
No, not at all. Not
to its fullest potential.
Not the way like Resident Evil has been like exploited. Speaking of, did you watch? Is the new Resident Evil out yet?
The Netflix series?
Yeah,
it's been out.
I didn't watch it.
It's been out and it got canceled.
Fuck. Well, that's that.
Yeah, apparently it was really bad.
Where is Return to Silent Hill coming to? Is it gonna be a show, a movie?
No. So there's movies. There's a movie planned that is taking place, and then there are 3 video games.
Wow.
That are being released from like basically like 3 different like kind of takes on Silent Hill, and then they're remastering or remaking Silent Hill 2. The original game, they're basically just redoing it for modern consoles, which is rad because that was kind of the staple Silent Hill. Yeah,
that's a thing that a lot of video game houses are doing.
For sure.
Yeah, I think I can't remember. There was one that they just did that came out. It'll come back to me. We can move on.
The Last of Us.
They did The Last of Us. They redid.
They've been redoing Call of Duty.
They remastered
Modern Warfare.
Pushing it for
Uncharted was the last big one.
Uncharted was done.
I think you guys are naming them all. Yeah,
but yeah. So yeah, very excited about that.
A lot of Street. But Mortal Kombat.
If like an HBO got a hold of Silent Hill and just did like a series, dude. Yeah. Oh, come on. That's the kind of thing that people need. That's what people need. That's the one thing that HBO is very good at that Netflix is not, I will say.
The eerie shit?
Not the eerie stuff, but like HBO can take a series and like it's going to be good. It's going to matter. It's going to be impactful. Netflix kind of throws shit at the wall, right? Like Resident Evil, again, a very important property. I don't know how you screw that up.
It's been screwed up.
Just get it right.
Fucking times.
Just get it right. You know? Yeah. Like HBO had Resident Evil or Silent Hill or something, and they wanted to make a series. Like you just know that it would be serviceable enough. They put
the right amount of effort
that you'd get a couple of seasons, and it would have like a beginning and an end, right? Yeah. So whereas like the Resident Evil for Netflix is going to get it's left open ended because they're not going to finish it. Yeah, they kind of half-assed it, hoped for the best, and it didn't work out. Yeah, Netflix has a lot of misses.
They throw a bunch of gore and bullshit, and hope it wins the kids over, but it's not like for those hardcore fans who were waiting for something substantial. And they're like, oh, yeah, it was cute.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. I get it. All right. I had to put my one leg up. I was getting a little like fatigued. So how are we doing from the lower end here, boys? We all right? Josh, am I doing good?
I think we're all right.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah,
all right,
it looks good.
Thank you. All right.
Bro. Straight, bro.
The support on this team. I love it. Next piece of news. Moving on down the list. Oh, wait. Before you do that, did you ever play PT? Anybody play PT on PlayStation?
PT.
You remember that?
What's that?
PT. So there was playable trailer is what it stood for, and they put it out for the PlayStation 3.
Playable teaser.
Yeah. Oh, playable teaser. And
demo?
this was a Silent Hill. This was a Silent Hill game that was being made by Guillermo del Toro and Hideo Kojima, who did Metal Gear Solid.
Yes.
They were with Konami at the time, and they were going to make it. Norman Reedus, right? Yeah. From Walking Dead was the lead character in it. But the playable teaser was like they released this thing in the PlayStation Store. You downloaded it, and it was like a little mini game. Mm-hmm. And it was terrifying, and it was a puzzle.
Wow. And
you had to solve it. And if you solved it, it revealed what it was. Like it was a teaser for this game, Silent Hill game that was going to come out. It's called Silent Hills. And it was exceptionally hard to solve the puzzle. But it was very, very rad. And then eventually and shortly thereafter, there was a big falling out with Hideo Kojima and Konami. So the game got canceled, and it was this big thing. But PT, and they pulled it off the store. But if you'd already downloaded it, you could keep it on your console. And it became like this thing where it was very special if you had it. And you could actually sell your PlayStation
because you had it downloaded,
insanely high markups because you had PT on it.
Damn,
pretty rad. And I have a PlayStation in the basement, an old PS3 or a PlayStation 3. I'm holding on to because it's got PT on it.
That reminds me.
You can go on eBay and look up like PlayStation 3s with PT. And there's like big numbers associated to it. People have actually gone as far as to recreate the game like from scratch, like recode it all like from the ground up so they could play it like on PC and stuff like that.
Fuck. So you're probably sitting on a nice chunk of change.
I don't know if it's like crazy anymore, but there was like a time where like it was like you could sell your PlayStation 3 for like $1,000.
That's not bad.
And if you had a PS4 and you did a data migration from your PS3 to your PS4 directly, like you connected them together and actually transferred it that way via like Ethernet or whatever, you could get PT onto your PS4, but you weren't ever able to like re-download it or access it once they pulled it off the store. It was kind of gone. So it became like this elusive thing. I don't think a lot of
people do that though.
Yeah.
Which is genius to do. Like you should like, I mean, we've worked in tech for a while, and we know about data migrations, but you would never think about that with your console.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so warm right now. Okay, next piece of information. Sorry, moving on.
This is Ant-Man.
Oh, the Quantumania trailer.
You see it?
Yeah, I watched it.
How'd you feel about it?
I thought it looked good. Better than I thought it was going to look, although I have no idea what's happening. But that's not to be unexpected.
We're going back to the quantum realm, and we're going to do some stuff. That's all.
Yes.
And we got a full glimpse of this version of Kang, I believe.
Yes. Yep. Saw that.
So we got a version of him. So the thing about him is that there's multiple versions of him. So we got a version in Loki. Now we got, I think that version of him was He Who Remains. And now this version of him is Kang the Conqueror, like the full-on villain version of him. And he looks badass. He's very true to the comic book.
Yeah.
Comic book look. It's got the blue face helmet and all that. And I mean, I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah, I thought it looked good. Like I said, I thought it looked better than it was going to. The Ant-Man series has been kind of odd to me. I feel like it's really been an outlier in Marvel. Like,
yeah, he doesn't
the timeline.
I think so. This is supposed to be the first movie in Phase 5.
Yeah.
and we get a substantial look at who the villain is going to be all the way up until Kang Dynasty, which is Avengers 4.
Yep.
So I don't know what the story is going to tell. I think phase 4 was just kind of introducing us to the idea of multiversal elements inside the MCU. Didn't really have a core direction of it. That was it. We're just going to introduce you to all of these new things.
Yeah.
And now we're going to actually explore them in phase 5 and how they all connect to each other. Kind of different from the Infinity Saga, where it was each phase kind of up the stakes with the Infinity Stones. Where this one is just kind of, we're going to tap dance and like now we're going to explore it. So I'm on board, man. I think Jonathan Majors looks great. I think from some of the stuff I read, it's going to remain true to the Ant-Man mythos of being a heist, like another heist type film.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm on board.
Did you watch the Guardians trailer?
I did. Did you?
Yeah.
That was fun.
That looked good.
That was good. And Disney does these things now with Disney Plus and these specials where we are seeing characters kind of matriculate through the MCU and change. And if you don't catch it, you just don't know. It's kind of the thing like if you know, you know. Like, and I caught a glimpse of Groot in it.
Yeah.
And he's more of like a young man now, which I thought was
grown up.
I thought that was kind of great. That was really cool. Made me smile. Yeah.
I enjoed that.
Yeah, but the
Kevin Bacon part was the best.
That was awesome.
That was the funniest
kind of a nice little fourth wall break. Cuz he's not. No, that was Ethan Hunt in Moon Knight. I was like, it wasn't he? Yeah, so them actually going to get Kevin Bacon to give him as a gift to Star-Lord. It's gonna be cool.
It's pretty great.
And all of those guys
great
came
concept.
back. Yeah, great. And James Gunn. Yeah, that's him.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on down this list. My guy.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Marlon Wayans.
Oh, yeah, this was great.
White chicks.
Making my way downtown.
I love this. Read the quote for me. Is there a quote on there? He basically says that.
Yeah, he says that White Chicks 2 is needed.
Yeah.
Amid cancel culture.
Yeah. White Chicks 2. Let's go. Thoughts? Did you watch White Chicks 1?
Yeah, of course.
White Chicks,
Fuck
I guess.
yeah.
Not White Chicks 1, but White Chicks. His whole like formula has been kind of lost, I feel like, in the sauce the last decade.
Yeah, they haven't really the Wayans family has been really quiet. All of them. So
yeah.
I mean, I think Marlon Wayans put out he's been like housing comedians, kind of bringing up new talent, but like I don't think he's kind of had like any.
He's had a sitcom.
Yeah, I'm about to say he had a show, right?
Netflix show, yeah.
And it and then he actually
What was the show?
It was just like a sitcom.
Has he been producing anything, or
they produce all.
Has
their
he
own
been
shit.
kind of like low key though, like doing anything behind the scenes, like not as maybe upfront about it? Like he wasn't like a producer on like Benjamin Button or something, was he?
Oh, they got mad money.
I mean, like
that
Josh
whole thing.
Like, have they just truly been off the grid for a while, other than the Netflix show?
Other than him, yeah.
Or are they doing things that like?
Marlon Wayans was a producer on upcoming Netflix or a Netflix film last week, Curse of Bridge Hollow.
Yeah, my wife watched that.
Yeah.
It's a kid kind of along the lines of like Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of production credits over the last few years, but nothing.
But like he's not been like
how Brad Pitt put out
directorial
like
kind of
No.
secretly funded.
All right, so White Chicks 2, he's saying it's needed,
Yeah.
ready to go. Could be. But he didn't say he was making it. He just said it was needed.
I think that type of unserious tap dancing the line of like I don't think anybody should play with cancel culture, bro. Like they will get you the fuck out of here if they want you to. But I think if you kind of play to it,
Yeah.
there's a chance you could win it. You could win at it if you're playing to be an adversary to cancel culture.
Is there an opportunity like, do you think cancel culture is coming to a place where we've kind of like peaked?
Nah.
And it's like,
no,
because I feel like there are people like comedians. There are comedians.
We just got
there.
Kanye West the fuck out of here.
Well, that's a little different though.
I mean, it goes to show it doesn't matter how much money you have. You can't say or do what you want.
Oh, no. Yeah. Hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm going to let you finish, but
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm going to let you finish.
I feel like Kanye West has been, I mean, he's been saying some crazy shit for many years, but I feel like this should have happened a long time ago. I feel like there were many opportunities where we just went, oh, Kanye being Kanye.
Yeah, now it's just.
I feel like Kanye's not really cancel culture. I feel like that's different.
You think? I mean, but they're canceling.
It's like a different level, though.
The right people this time.
Like,
and they're getting them the fuck out of
it. But here's a good example, right? Like James Gunn, you referenced this earlier, right? He had some tweets from a long time ago when he was trying to be a comedian. He had some tweets that were not very like they were, insensitive, right? So everybody like came after him super hard. And I felt like that was like that type of cancel culture where you're holding somebody accountable for something that maybe that was a decade ago and somewhat out of context. Like it's hard to take a comedian's jokes from 10 years
Twitter,
ago and then hold them to account for it. You know what I mean? Like everything's changing at such a rapid pace as far as like what is, appropriate or inappropriate or whatever. So I feel like that's the example of cancel culture that I'm talking about.
Right.
Kanye coming out and like being like, I don't like Jewish people. That's like a little bit more like straight up. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit of a different vibe. Yeah. It's not like hey, I once said I didn't like Jewish people, but now like, I've changed my ways. He's really doubling down. I don't know if you've listened to any of the podcasts.
He's a fucking idiot.
I've listened to a few of them, but he's really... It wasn't like a drunk tweet. He really is like committed to it in a weird way.
And he still loves fish sticks.
Yes. God damn it.
Good call.
There's this theory that he's doing all of these things to get out of all of this.
No, man.
Yes. I heard this conspiracy theory as well. Isaiah was saying that there's a conspiracy theory that Kanye is doing a lot of these things to try to get out of the contracts that he is in, especially with like Adidas. He's got a contract, I think, that is financially like pretty stacked against him.
Was it though? Because as soon as he pulls out of these deals, his net worth fucking plummeted.
Okay, so he's worth less than $1 billion now. But what does that really mean?
The question is, let's say in 2 weeks, like once everybody has abandoned him from a business perspective, let's say he comes out and apologizes and is like, I'm so sorry. Does everybody turn around and go, oh, okay, like we're good, and then like he can start signing new deals? Like would people do that, or has he kind of gone too far? Like
yes,
has he jumped the shark?
Look at Chris Brown. I mean, Chris Brown is no Kanye West, right? Yeah. Let's agree with that. But Chris Brown just, I mean, he didn't come back as hard, but he still kind of came back.
He came back. He didn't become the super duper star he was, but he's still around and the chicks are still going.
Couldn't we also argue though a little bit that like Chris Brown was like a time and a place, and I think that he's kind of come and gone as far as like, I'm not saying he couldn't make a modern smash hit, but I feel like Chris Brown was kind of on the downturn a little bit when some of this stuff kind of started happening. And I don't know. I feel like if his big singles still drop in a club or still like come on at a bar, people are like, okay, like let's go.
Yeah, nobody's gonna say turn it. You can't. Yeah. It's not an R. Kelly moment. Like nobody's gonna be like, are you serious?
But it's not like, well, if you're at a wedding, it's a different situation. But I'm just kidding.
God, you're trapped in the closet.
But,
right?
But my point is, it's not like, I mean, if Chris Brown
step in the name of love, you got to.
If he had heavy hitters right now that he was putting out, I think they would probably
they'd play it.
They'd play it.
Yeah.
They'd play it.
Sure.
At this stage in the game, they'd play it.
Sure. But I don't know. Fast forward 8 years,
Michael Jackson.
We'll see what happens with Kanye.
I don't know. I mean, you hear Michael Jackson stuff all the time, and look at all the things that have come out against him. People trying to cancel him or go after him, right? Regardless of where you fall on whether it did or didn't happen. I'm just saying, like, people came after him.
Spirit of Michael Jackson
came after
the kitchen.
I think the real Kanye question will not even be if anyone signs deals with Kanye. What will he do with his now new forced or unforced freedom.
Or his new
platform. He's buying Parler, guys.
Great.
Him and Elon Musk are going to become the new social media tycoons. Oh, yeah, they have an app.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think it works all that well, but I think it's just basically
space on my phone for that.
It's basically kind of like a rip of Twitter, I think, more or less.
Sure.
Mine, give or take some
social.
What was that app that came out and it kind of like, it's kind of along the lines of that, right? Where like it kind of attaches like all your social media. What was it, Journey or some shit like that?
Yeah, there was something like that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yep. It was stupid.
I don't know, man.
I don't remember it. I liked it, but yeah, man. I don't know, man.
Any way back for Kanye at this point?
Of course, they'll take him back.
You think so? Everybody takes him back.
You know,
he comes out, drops a sincere apology.
Oh, black people are superficial. He's gonna drop a banger.
He doesn't even need to. It doesn't even need to be sincere.
Back. Shit.
Yeah.
What's his last album? Did you like it?
I didn't hear it. He didn't release it.
Yeah, he did.
Donda 2? I've released it, like, I didn't hear it because it's not like on any platform. Oh, okay.
But like Donda
1 was, I mean, I feel like it was, musically it was nice, but lyrically it was flat. It was just kind of noise.
It feels a little like...
It was just noise.
It feels very, like, when you listen to it, I always thought, I thought his music kind of started becoming a little preachy, was kind of what it felt like to me. But then Donda felt like a good representation of, I feel like, of how his mind works in a sense. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so kind of scatterbrained. Like, I felt like there were really good moments on Donda. And then there's some other moments where you're kind of like, what are we doing right
moments. Now? And then you get to a moment and you're like, what?
It's like listening to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory or something. You know what I mean? There's
the unreleased song that didn't get to make the album because it had cursing in it.
Yeah.
Was the Andre 3000 song.
Yeah.
Life of the Party.
Yeah. That was really good.
Andre 3000's verse.
It's amazing. Andre 3000's verse on that.
Concise.
Yeah.
It tells a good story.
Yeah.
It gives you a good finishing point.
He cursed on it and he didn't want it. Yeah.
What are you doing?
He's just a manic. It's a prime example of person that's just who.
He's a wild boy right now.
He's a drunk uncle right now.
He's a wild boy right now.
He's a drunk uncle right now. And you just want to just make him sit down and take his medication because, you know, at one point we loved him and we thought that he was a champion for our community and he was going to do and say all the right things. And now he's just not doing or saying the right things. And we do think it's a mist of an illness and not just him just being, just an asshole. So
you gotta, I don't know if anybody listens to the Lex Friedman podcast, but I love Lex Friedman, big fan. And he interviewed him on Monday.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-hour interview.
Very long. And Kanye said, it's not that I'm not right. I'm not right now or some shit like that.
Oh, the one-liners that come out of Kanye are
ridiculous.
they're absurd. They're ridiculous. They're genius. They're like horrible. Like he's just,
they're geniusly horrible.
He says some lines that you're like, oh my God, like that's like an incredible line. And then he'll say like terrible things after that, right? Like it's a mix and a mashup of like all of this, like just it's wild.
You know, you kind of, Courtney, you kind of like hit on this. It's more than a persona, but is all of this craziness that he says and, does, is that just a persona? Is that just a face he's putting on, do you think? Or is it like just the way he actually is?
We don't know.
Sure.
I don't think I think at this stage in the game, I think it's all melded together. And I think that's the problem.
I don't think he really has a concept of what reality is.
Yeah.
Because when you can literally wake up and just be, do, say, go, fuck whoever, your reality is different than your reality, than mine. Like it's just not. It's not real. Life isn't real.
You have to listen. Like if you listen to the way he talks in these interviews, like how his mind is just like unraveling.
It seems like it's just on and
just
on
like
and on.
He talks like he's on acid
it's a
all the time.
stream of like content that I just don't know how it even like how it even is coming about.
It's
a wild, wild thing.
Yeah.
How it even is like functioning.
I just wish he would have just applied this in music and just shut the fuck up and just stay in the studio.
Yeah.
And just make
I'm gonna send the link out. Even if you gave it like 10 minutes of a listen,
like
if you gave it like a 10-minute listen, you're gonna be like, oh my God,
this
is wild. But it really, you know, it gives him a platform to really kind of,
I'm just saying, you know how wild you have to be,
you know, get it out.
If someone who interviewed for the interviewer
The
come
who?
out and apologize for the things you said.
Yeah, I mean, you got to. Like, I mean, if Kanye came on this show, which, you know, and he was sitting here just talking crazy, I mean, Taylor and I got to get on Instagram and be like, hey, yo, like, I mean, sorry. But
I think you have to like you have to push back. You have to push back and challenge somebody in the moment. I don't think you can. I don't think you can apologize for what somebody necessarily says. I think that's what happened
because originally a lot of this rhetoric started with Drink Champs. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
you guys, yeah.
And I think that got taken down though.
And it immediately got taken down.
Yeah,
and you know that platform is owned by Puff Daddy, Diddy, whatever you call him now. And they were just like, no, we can't align with this rhetoric. We can't do it.
Yeah,
and then
it's interesting.
He ran to like other places. Like, I got to get Kanye. Like, I got to get these words out. Like, I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to do it. And that's where all of this stuff kind of like transpired.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I don't know if it's. I mean, just to kind of sum it up and get back to White Chicks, like. I just don't know if it's okay to untastefully challenge cancel culture, right? Like, you can do it in a way that will be funny, and I think that's what Marlon Wayan's, that's his attempt. But when you go at the Kanye approach, it kind of just goes to show like you can't say and do what you want, because they will get you the fuck out of here, and you will not. You can be a billionaire, and then people will say, "No, you're not a billionaire no more."
I mean,
you know, he's still rich, but
different from. I don't know where it comes from, right? Because White Chicks is purely from a place of jest.
Sure. It is. It's a parody. It's comedy. And comedy is different. We talk about this all the time, you and I.
Yes,
we talked about this when it happened with Joe Rogan.
For sure.
In the guise of comedy, it's different. Like, you know, Taylor and I, like, I don't, you know, I'm not a comedian, but this is a comedic show. We talk about the things we love under the guise. You know what I'm saying? Some people think we're funny. Some people don't, whatever. But again, this is a feel-good place and a platform where we just talk shit and have fun, and that's comedy. And I don't necessarily that's the switcher. It's not comedy for Kanye. This is real life. He's
correct.
Absolutely serious.
There's a different vibe there for sure.
And Marlon can do it. He can put out a movie that will poke fun at the cancel culture and say and do and be celebratory in being an adversary of that culture, and it will probably be fine. And he says people need it. I'm not going to go that far and say people need it, but
here's a quick thing. So in researching this, I searched Marlon Wayan's White Chicks 2, and it's like a 50-50.
As I stand here in a white wig.
Yeah, right. Your blonde wig, right? There's a 50-50 split here on the search results from him doing an interview back in May of this year. Marlon Wayans, where he said he won't do White Chicks 2 unless the makeup can be done fully digitally.
Because he doesn't want to do the white face.
Correct. Then fast forward to last week when he says White Chicks 2 has to be done to poke fun at cancel culture. And so the interview about him saying it needs to be done actually goes deeper into it, where he's poking fun at cancel culture.
So he's going to do it in the vein of making fun of cancel culture. So I'm going to put the white face on.
Right. Which is a drastic change from, I mean, maybe not a drastic change, but a change from 6 months ago.
as I say
when he said no go.
My white wig.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think he should do it.
I think Marlon Wayan should absolutely do it.
I think it's great.
The core of the conversation was, should he do it? I think he should absolutely do it. I don't think he's doing it with any ill intent.
No, it's comedy.
It's comedy. Yeah.
And I think it's good. I think you need those things.
Yeah.
And listen, there's always going to be somebody who's going to be upset about it, right?
Oh, yes.
Like Tropic Thunder, right? There's always going to be somebody who's upset about it. But
it's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Again, it's just,
you just got to do it tastefully right. He knew he was a white man pretending to be a black man and went full method acting into his black character. He wasn't doing, I'm mansplaining right now, but he wasn't doing blackface to do blackface. He was making fun of blackface. It's the way you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Context
is important.
Everything.
It's important, man.
All right, Josh, what is left on this list?
I almost said the line. I can't say that. Can't go full.
Last thing on the news is House of Dragons best ratings for HBO finale.
Yeah, so the series finale season finale of House of Dragon is the highest viewed finale since the finale of Game of Thrones. The series finale of Game of Thrones. Big deal, obviously, for HBO. Very stoked about it. Really big numbers. I think at the time it was like 28 million views for House of Dragons. And then it was like for the season. And then for the final season of Game of Thrones, it was like 32 or something. So they were kind of inching closer and closer. Did you watch?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Kind of getting into the watch list now, which is a great transition.
Let's go.
You watched the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah. You tussle that hair, boy.
My shit is fucking.
There you go.
How you do this? Your hair like the fuck? How do y'all do this shit?
I think the consistency of that hair is going to be a little problematic for you, maybe. I don't know.
What do you like?
But also
you got like a holding spray?
It's more like a pomade kind of thing. Not quite, but something. Yeah.
Like a balm. That's what I use for my beard.
Sure. Like a balm. Yeah, balm.
Yeah.
It's a balm.
Balm.
Whatever you want. But yeah.
But your hair never drops.
It can. But yeah. Not normally though.
Your wife is also a hairdresser.
Yeah. It's
shout out to Emily.
It can. But if you train your hair to go a certain way, after a certain point in time, it just kind of goes that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I got a ball.
Like I use product to keep my hair in a certain direction. And at a certain point, like it just, my hair does it.
Does what you command it to do.
Yeah. Okay. Like it's not falling on my face that often. I hate that sensation.
Yeah, I'm forward ball fade under there with a few waves left that I got.
Yeah. All right. So last episode.
It was great.
Pretty rad. I thought it was really rad. I keep saying it. I feel like I've been saying it for weeks, but I think House of Dragons it has a clear edge up on Game of Thrones.
I'm about to jump into like heavy 7th grade English class vocabulary here.
Yeah.
They are leaning into the allegory and foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
It's like the real good nuts and bolts of
they
Game
are
of Thrones.
just doing it.
But I think like they're doing it better is what I would say.
Way better.
And the production quality is way better. That table, when they lit that table up in the end, oh my God, dude. That was the coolest thing I had seen.
Come on, Stan. That's all you had to do was light the table up.
That was the coolest thing I'd seen. The dragons pale in comparison to a light up table. But they really pulled out all the stops. I thought that was
so many
incredibly
awesome, rad. I've only seen so many other franchises or IPs kind of play large in scale.
Yeah.
And I talk a lot about like Star Wars, and they play large in scale when it comes to like their stuff. Mm-hmm. And one scene specific when Daemon walks down into the dragon pit.
Yes.
And he lays down the torch, and the dragon just lights up the ceiling. Yes. And I was like,
the visuals are just so on point throughout. Yeah, so on point.
The dragons don't look, not to knock Disney Plus, but they don't look Disney Plus-ish.
No.
Yeah.
No, HBO's got a real real crack shot team back there making that thing happen.
Yeah, ain't no Moon Knight.
Ain't no Moon Knight.
Yeah, I don't know who they got animating their stuff, but they're paying them right.
They're going hard. So many awesome dragon moments in the last 2 episodes. When Otto Hightower comes.
Yeah.
And Rhaenyra flies over top.
Yes.
And lands.
It's also good.
That's so fucking good.
That last scene where the dragons are kind of chasing each other through the clouds. Dude, so brutal.
Oh, man.
So brutal.
That boy was a garnish.
So brutal. So brutal. My God.
But it was expected. I think, that's the Game of Thrones element of everyone trying to out chess move everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. And that was just a brutal move.
I respect, he was a Baratheon, right? The king.
Yes.
Where
Correct. The one that they were meeting.
Yeah. The fucker couldn't read, that was a great moment. Where's the maester? Somebody read the shit. I can't fucking read. And him not expecting. I think that's a great piece of cinema there, because we've all been the boy that was, oh shit, there's my bully. Yeah. Like right there. Like, oh shit. Like, how am I gonna get out of this? Yeah. And for a moment we thought he made it out.
Dude, as soon as you touched down and you saw that other dragon, I'd have been gone, bro.
I didn't know. So
I've been 100%.
Because it was like a shadowy, like thunder.
No, he saw the dragon.
Yeah, you see it.
For sure saw
but how are we supposed to know whose dragon that is?
Oh, right? It's 100% is his. Yeah, there's only one dragon that exists that's that size.
Because the other biggest dragon died.
Yeah.
So in the Game of Thrones lore, the other biggest dragon, I forgot his name. There's 3 big boys. There's the big one that died.
Okay.
Then there's Vhagar.
Vhagar.
And the third one is the one that Daemon's courting.
That Daemon has, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
the one that he's singing the song to.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right.
But Vhagar is
that's a big
behemoth, dude, and everybody
literally
knows
in scale.
Everybody knows whose that is, and as soon as that popped up, dude, I would have bailed so hard.
And it shows that Aemon can't control it. I think that's going to come into play.
Well, neither of them could control their dragons, because both of the dragons, like the small dragon, got pissed and got feisty and hit him with the flames because it was all, pissed and upset. And then obviously the other one retaliated, but they both were trying to get them to stop. So that kind of speaks to, obviously, the nature of the dragons. And they were talking about it earlier in that episode, earlier in the season, when they were saying, like, you don't want to fight wars with dragons. Like,
because
that's not a way to
control them. Yeah.
It's not a way to do it.
It's an illusion that we can control dragons.
Me and my wife had a conversation about that. Shout out to Chanel. We said this about, it's an illusion that we don't control the dragons. So what is the piece in Game of Thrones where Daenerys walks out of the fire holding the dragons? Right? Is it what is the mythos in the Targaryen blood?
Because the Targaryens can't burn like that.
Right. So there has to be some alignment with dragons and Targaryens where something has to be there. So you can't control them, but a dragon can't kill them.
They're connected, but I think that the suggestion is that the dragons are superior, though.
They still do their own thing.
Like the Targaryens act like they ride them and they act like they're the ones that are in control, but really it's the dragons at the end of the day that actually,
because you have the impression on it.
Yeah, they're choosing to be subservient, but they can also flip that switch at any time. You know what I mean? Like there's a level of intelligence there.
Or tigers.
Yeah.
They'll listen to a point.
Yeah,
I'll fuck a
but
tiger.
But if they need to do something or they feel compelled, like they're gonna do what they want to do because they can, right? Like a tiger is gonna, if you feed it all day long, it's gonna probably be cool with you for the most part and live a good life. But if it ever feels like it needs to rise above, it knows that it can and it will.
Yeah.
So I
would
suspect the dragon would do the same thing.
I fuck my wig up.
Yeah, your wig.
No, it looks great, dude.
It pulled forward.
Oh no, I got
all right.
Get that bump.
Josh, pass that bottle back over to Courtney.
Yeah, of course.
Let's get that back center stage.
Yep.
Moving through the watch list, it was all positive things for House of the Dragon. Everybody really enjoyed that. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I thought that was great.
Any points
Courtney,
on it before we go?
Points on what?
House of the Dragon. We good?
Points on it?
Like anyway, I know I talked a lot. I don't know if anybody else had a point of.
Oh no.
Okay. Sorry.
No. I mean, I would again. I think it's better in a lot of ways than Game of Thrones. The only thing that it is not that Game of Thrones was is fun. Game of Thrones was fun at times. It was funny. It was enjoyable. There were moments of like, yes, correct. House of the Dragons is just stressful start to finish. There's no moments of like humor or like you're not enjoying any of it. It's a grind. But it's better.
A TikTok I saw, and it kind of showed like all of the tweets people like were tweeting about the episode, and it was just like one in particular tweet was just like, as a new mother in my second trimester, I cannot continue watching this shit.
Yeah, it's intense.
I was like,
it's very intense.
Jesus. Yeah.
All right, what else is on your watch list? Let's run through this.
Andor, which came to a halt.
Is it over? No, it's not over.
Is it? I don't fucking know. I think I fell asleep.
You said it came to a halt.
Yeah,
it came to a halt because you fell asleep.
Because I fell asleep.
Great. All right.
I had like 20 minutes left.
Still enjoying it, though?
It was also like 1 a.m.
No?
Yes. I am enjoying it because I'm already invested.
Yeah.
It's hard, again.
You're not selling me on it.
Star Wars is continuously shackling us to the lore of the prequel, and it's hard to watch something that you already know.
The ending.
Like, of course. They win.
Yeah.
They win. And
I get that.
I haven't even seen the ending. It's more about how they win. And I don't necessarily know if I care that much. I just enjoy seeing elements of Star Wars. I enjoy seeing the droids and the aliens and the lasers and the Death Stars and the Imperial outfits. Like, I'm in those Star Wars world. I don't know if I'm actually enjoying what I'm seeing.
I get you.
So quick fun thing here. So House of Dragons has been on your watch list since August 22nd. Andor since September 22nd when it started. There are 12 episodes?
Each?
12 of Andor. It ends in late November. Essentially what I'm getting at
so it's not over yet. I just fell asleep.
No. Episode 17, or I'm sorry, episode 8 landed tonight.
Got it.
Lands tonight.
Okay.
But my point is your watch list has been largely the same.
Yeah.
You gotta change it up, dude. We gotta get some new stuff on here.
Midnight Club is
keep
next.
Keep talking about Andor.
Midnight Club is next.
But like you've missed that though.
No.
Yeah, dude. That came out like 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks? I've been watching. I'm a slow watcher.
You've been watching Andor. I know. I get it.
You added Atlanta and Rick and Morty on the 18th.
But I've been watching Atlanta. I just added it.
Sure.
Just to make sure that I mention it.
Taylor's watch list has completely changed over in the last month.
He ain't got kids.
It's true. It's fair. It's fair. It's fair.
Not a diss. But my kids are fucking terrible. I love them.
You gotta get something on.
To my house.
You gotta get something on, dude. During the nap times or something.
Isaiah came to my house today and asked my daughter to like ask Isaiah, like he's there, he's extra hand. Hey, ask Isaiah to do it. And she went over there and she was like, can you do this? And I was like, say please. And she was like, ugh. Yeah, I was like, dude. Okay. That's what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to like do shit. So yeah.
I get it. I understand. I'm not judging.
Could I trade in my watch?
You're gonna have to pull something that's more current though. Midnight Club is, first of all, it's 10 hours, dude.
That's not that hard.
But it is, I think. Anyway, watch it. It's fantastic, but I've moved on to some other things.
But I did see the trailer for The Vow.
Yeah.
Which I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like every time I turn on HBO Max, I'm like, oh.
Which brings me to my watch list. We're 2 episodes in on The Vow, which is
only 2. Okay.
There's season 1, and then season 2 is what we're on now, which is what I'm watching.
And I like this thing that HBO Max does.
You're behind on
their little description is like, oh, it turns up this week, so and so and so, blah, blah, blah. It's not like a description of the trailer. It's like commentary of what's happening in the show. So, I'm gonna
it's turning up. The Vow, if you're into cult stuff, modern stuff especially, this is great.
Gotcha.
Very good. Very well done.
I think we introduced this last week.
Yes, we did. We talked about it. Continuing that. Watch Halloween Ends. That's a movie.
Because that's out now, right?
That is out now. It's streaming on Peacock. You can watch it there. And that is not amazing. Not great.
I saw it bombed on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. So Halloween, they rebooted it. Not rebooted it, but David Gordon Green came out with a new trilogy. The first one was excellent, which is Halloween. Then there was a second one that they came out with. I can't remember what the name was. Halloween something. And then this one is Halloween Ends, which is the last one.
Right.
And Josh can figure out what the second one was. Halloween Kills. That was the second one. Okay, great. So Halloween Kills, not as great. It kind of took it was kind of like amazing, not that great, and now it's not that great. So
it just keeps falling off.
Yeah. It gets a little odd, gets a little weird. If you really are into the Halloween thing, you like to see Michael Myers. It's an easy watch. It's not super long. It's like an hour and 40 minutes, 50 minutes.
They'd really try to play it up on YouTube with the advertisements for like Halloween Ends, and like Sigourney Weaver did like the choreography herself. I'm like, she's old as fuck, man.
Not Sigourney Weaver, but yeah.
I mean, not Sigourney Weaver, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, but anyway, don't rush to watch that. It's fine. I mean, unless you're really into Halloween, but otherwise, don't rush to watch that. I had Guillermo del Toro's
I saw that.
The Cabinet of Curiosities.
What's that on?
It's Netflix. That is excellent. So I think it's an 8-part series, and each episode I think is about an hour long, and it's its own horror story. Very good so far. I've not obviously seen all of them. They are doing 2 episodes a night for a week. They release 2 episodes every night for a week, I think.
On Netflix?
For a couple of days.
That's right, because they moved to that new format.
Yeah, so it's like 2 episodes come out on the 25th, 2 came out today, 2 come out tomorrow, 2 come out on Friday. That might be the last night. But
give my wife enough red wine. She'll watch something.
Yeah, they're great. Highly recommended. Let's see. Anything else on my watch list, Josh?
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. Season 3 is out.
Which I did not know it started again.
Let's go,
back,
dude.
Boys.
What really matters. Love is Blind
great.
Season 3 is back.
Very good.
Yeah, our boy.
I'm gonna check it. My wife is gonna watch. I will be watching Love is Blind because she watches it. So
hell yeah, Nick Lachey, dude. Let's go. Let's go.
That's great.
Yeah, so that's back. They're doing the same thing. They're releasing episodes kind of, every few days or so.
It's just another group of idiots.
Oh, yes, dude. But you gotta watch it.
Are we gonna do a special?
Yeah, we'll do a special. But you gotta watch it. You have to be current on it though. Yeah.
You
can't do a midnight club thing where it's a month past and you're like, I'm gonna watch it, dude. You gotta, because it only makes sense for us to talk about it if it's current.
Got you.
They dropped 4 episodes last week, and then the next ones. Oh, actually, the next 3 dropped tonight.
Yeah. So like, if we're on to, you got to talk about season 3.
I did good by the last one. I powered through
That's true.
During a work day. Like, I'm just going to just power through it and just get through it.
Good for you. All right. I think that was the last thing on my watch list.
That's correct.
Of really any importance. Yep. And I think that's going to bring us to a wrap for the episode.
Wait. We were in the car. I'm burning up. My dick is sweating.
Taylor, how's your dick?
Oh, God. I've been covering it this whole time. I've been sitting in a really uncomfortable position, and I'm hot, which makes no sense because I'm wearing basically like it's thin.
No, because all the heat.
How is it not breathable?
It's not. Thin. There's no insulation.
All synthetic.
Yeah, no.
Full on synthetic.
Yeah, I wear like a North Face, and I'm like, this could be warmer. Here I am wearing like this, just Anyway,
cold weather season.
I'm concerned with your hands though. Like,
I can't use my phone, but everything else is fine.
God, you got to watch one though. Gotta get those steps in. I was in a car with Isaiah on the way over here, and my wife texted me, and she said, you're not gonna believe this shit. And I was like, what? She's like, your mother-in-law fucking put The Hitman's Bodyguard on the DVR. And I talk about my mother-in-law's DVR consumption a lot, and I was going to introduce a new segment to the show of what my mother-in-law DVR'd this week.
Okay. I don't know what The Hitman's Bodyguard is, but...
It's a Netflix movie.
Oh,
That's the pun.
Great.
It's on Netflix. you can just go watch it.
Sure.
On Netflix.
Yeah. Oh, but she's DVRing it. Understood.
Yeah. She has Netflix. You could just go fucking watch it.
I got you. I got you. All right.
So,
well, help her out, dude. Give her a call. Explain this to her.
Next week it'll probably be all 3 John Wicks again. Oh, you say what? Hitman's wife's bodyguard. Yes. Yeah. So,
all right. Big names here.
In the Ryan Reynolds, Samuel, Selma,
Antonio Banderas.
It wasn't bad. But it's just like you don't gotta DVR it. You just it's there. I hooked her up with Apple TV. Like you got it. You got it right there. Dude.
All right, that's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap for
37,
episode 37, dude. 37 in the books,
bro. Right. I'm gonna put up a poll on IG. Okay. We could first of all, the Bad Guys in Bourbon. IG we were locked out. I don't know why. Did anybody?
I have no clue why.
Yeah, I know why. I'll tell you. I'll tell you offline.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. 37. Peace out.
There it is. God bless.